Hello adventurers and welcome back to another update video for Dragon & Home. Today we're going to look at the Dragon & Home version 1.0.38. We have some update notes here from the dev team. Now this update is going to come out in a couple of weeks. And keep in mind that this website is a Chinese website. I'm currently using Google Chrome to translate the website into English. So some of the vocabulary, some of the grammar might be a little off. But using this website, we can find out some of the new features and updates coming to Dragon & Home. Let's jump into it. So the first thing that we're going to see here is Lord Lion tasks feel the atmosphere of the Dragon Boat Festival. The Dragon Boat Festival has begun, but it seems that the event has encountered some difficulties. Yizhen helped Wei Wu, the person in charge of the Dragon Boat Festival, find a helper to help the Dragon Boat Festival. Go and get to know the situation with him. Receive the main task of the Dragon Boat Festival Sea Turmoil at the homeland Aizen. Complete the task to get rich rewards. So this does appear to be a returning event of sorts. There's going to be some items that are new, some items that are returning from previous events. So we will be able to get a task from Aizen at our homes. So you'll see here in the picture. And there will be an NPC. It looks like this is by the fishing shack and Breeze Plain. Here we have a taiko drum and two decorations here. We're going to learn more about that later on in the patch notes here. Number 2, repel water spirit, clean up the track. Under the warm atmosphere of the Dragon Boat Festival, the Shui Ling, who had been sleeping on the bottom of the sea, was awakened. The angry Shui Ling will seriously affect the holding of the Dragon Boat race. Warriors are needed to escort them and take a boat to the sea to repel Shui Ling. So it looks like we're going to have some sort of Aquanima boss here. And in this photo, we'll see there's some boats around next to the boss. The boss is also larger in size and doing some sort of 4-spear attack here, 4 water column attack, water spitting attack. I'm not sure what you would call it, but it does seem like there is an event boss here. Now, I didn't play the prior event, so let me know in the comments if this was something that was in the previous update, the previous event for this. Let me know if you did battle this boss in prior updates. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some notes on this boss. During the Dragon Boat Festival, complete the daily task, clean the track, and defeat the angry water spirit to get a treasure chest, and open it to get rich rewards. Note, after you have your own sailboat and complete the festival series of tasks, you can find Wei Wu to teleport to the angry water spirit. So it looks like for this quest, I'm not sure if this is going to be repeatable, but this quest is going to reward 2,625 experience as well as 188 white dragonite. Water spirit skill descriptions. So here we have a list of the attacks that the boss is going to have. Now I did throw this into the Google Translator, and after throwing it into the translator, this is what we come up with. Now again, these are very loose translations done by an AI, so they're not going to be the most readable English thing, but we'll get an idea of what's going on here. So it says review, stage 1 review. Every time the water spirit loses a certain amount of life, it will enter the second stage. Now we don't have a number for that life. Every time a stage is switched, the water spirit will have an additional special skill. The basic attack fires water bombs at random targets, causing water elemental magic damage. Skills permanent, so it'll have this skill throughout the entirety of the fight. The water spirit starts to guide the spell casting and randomly sends out spells clockwise or counterclockwise at a fixed angular speed. Shoot water column, causing a lot of water attribute magic damage. So that's probably what we saw in that image there, was those water spouts going straight out in 4 different angles. Looks like that might rotate. Not sure how we're going to move around that, but we'll figure that out when the update goes live and we fight this boss. Special skill number 1, randomly trigger a spout at the player's position, causing a large amount of water attribute magic damage. Special skill number 2, water dungeon, randomly imprisoning players. Players imprisoned in water dungeon will continue to lose blood until the water dungeon be broken or self-death. So again, there goes that broken English from the translation there. But it looks like it's going to be a prison effect where basically the player will not be able to move. They'll be stuck in one position and take a lot of water damage. Now there's stage 2. Once the boss goes into stage 2, it says switch back to phase 1 after 1 minute, so it'll only be there for 60 seconds. But during that period, the water spirit disappears. It cannot be attacked and summons clones to attack the player. So we're going to see ads. We're going to see probably more Aquanima spirits that are smaller, and we'll have to fight those for the 1 minute. And then once that phase is over, it'll revert back to stage 1 and we can continue attacking it with its other skills skills, special skills 1 and special skills 2. Going back to our update notes, festive ornament, Languille Sachet. Sachet? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Let me know in the comments the correct way to pronounce that. The accessory, Languille Sachet, can be found in the treasure chest of Shui Ling. So the boss has a chance to drop this accessory. We don't know much about it yet. If we are to assume that this is similar to something we had in the Attack of Skeleton, or Attack on Skeleton update, the skeleton would drop a ring, and it could be green quality, blue quality, or purple quality. And the purple quality wasn't as good as a regular purple ring that you could craft, but it was still a pretty decent ring to have. I still use mine. So I'm wondering if this is going to have that same capability of being green, blue, and purple quality, and if it's going to be just a little bit less effective or have a little bit less stats than the normal accessory, but at least we'll have another accessory that we can look forward to farming here. Special Potion Mulan Soup. In Shui Ling's treasure chest, you can get a bundle of orchid grass, and there's the little icon for it there. Cook bluegrass, I imagine that means orchid grass, it's a loose translation there, and a cooking pot to get a good medicine Mulan soup. Mulan soup can be used by clicking on the bathtub, and the water in the bathtub will turn into medicinal bath water after use, which lasts for 20 minutes. Longbao can directly enter the bathtub to soak for 1 minute and get the buff of Strengthening Body, which lasts for 1 hour. Unfortunately, I don't see any notes on what this does, what the effect of this is, but we'll get a buff from this item here for soaking in a bathtub with it, so it's going to be interesting. Medicated bathwater will be consumed after soaking. So here we see on the cooking table is the level 0, everybody will have this. You will need 3 of those orchid items, 5 herbs, and 1 water source block, and pop that into the cooking. Another new item, special props, Dragon Boat Drum. There's also a fun Dragon Boat Drum hidden in the treasure chest, so again, going back to that boss's chest. It can be placed in your home, and you can play drums happily after interaction. And here we have an image of a player playing with the drum. You see they're holding the drumsticks there, so pretty cool. Nice little interactive thing. I wonder if we'll be able to hear it in game, if they'll play a specific kind of song or just some simple beat, but I look forward to seeing that in game. Number 3, participate in dragon boat races and compete for good rankings. During the Dragon Boat Festival, Fisherman's Wharf will start an interesting dragon boat race. As long as you have a sailboat, talk to Wei Wu to sign up for the race. After helping Wei Wu prepare the track, you can participate in this fun competition. So again, more Chinese in the image there, but looks like for completing this quest, we'll be able to get 175 XP and 18 white dragonite. This is just an assumption, but based on the amount of the reward, I'm assuming that this will be a repeatable quest. But again, we'll have to wait until the update releases to find out a little bit more information. During the Dragon Boat Festival, a total of 7 days to complete the daily task, Dragon Boat Race. You can choose a Zongzi doll and bring it home to display. So those are the, I imagine these are the Zongzi dolls. I'm not sure how this is being credited to the player, or whether or not we get both of these, or we get to choose one of these, but a cute little decoration to put in your home. Number 4, Yunhe Fashion returns. The elegant Yunhe fashion is available in the Star Mall. I imagine this is supposed to translate into the Star Shroud shop that you access at your Kohome for a limited time. Don't miss it if you like it. So here we have the outfit, which done these really cool crane pendants on the front there. You'll see it at the hip, right by the sash on both of these characters. We don't know just yet if these are non-hair color changing pieces. It's very possible that with our costume sets, you can't change the hair color. So if you equip this costume, you'll have the black hair color. But again, we can neither confirm nor deny that based off of this alone. We'll find out more about that as we get closer to the update or during the update itself. Number 5, return of past holiday food. Festival food meat rice dumpling, honey rice dumpling. There are 2 kinds of salty and sweet rice dumplings you can choose. Crafted in a crock pot with the specified ingredients, there will be a wonderful buff effect after eating. Ingredient glutinous rice is dropped by collecting crops, so we'll have to do a little bit of farming to get these. So here we see that one of the items will be able to be crafted with 5 of those rice drops, 3 honey, 1 acorn. So these are Breeze Plain items that we're going to be able to use in this recipe, so nothing too difficult to get. Maybe a little time consuming, but nothing too difficult to get. We also have festive food Realgar wine. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right or if that's even a good translation. It is filtered through a large bottle of edible alcohol and Realgar to make the original solution, and then bottled. Realgar is dropped by collecting minerals in various worlds. Scrolling further down, we see that to craft this, we'll have to access a distill, and that's going to be in the second tab, and all we need is a empty bottle and 3 of the Realgar that you collect from mining various minerals. Also new to this update is a new referral system that's coming out. So from June 15th to August 31st, again, I'm not sure if this is actually June 15th that this is available, but we'll at least see this in the new update. Players who have reached level 20, which is the current max level, can invite their friends to register Dragon and Home. It says Dragon and Homeland, that's the translation from Chinese to English, through their own exclusive invitation code, which is going to be the letters UP plus your UID. If you don't know where your UID is, look at your character screen and it'll show your UID directly underneath your name. Friends register through the invitation code and experience the game to reach a certain level. Both parties can get generous rewards. So if we scroll down here, the rewards we're looking at are White Dragonite, Pink Stars, the Butterfly Kite, and some sort of molten item. This is usually a molten item that's used to repair your gear, which these can be worth hundreds of Shadow Dragonite in the Star Shroud shop. So again, this is going to go all the way to the end of August, and it's going to be a nice referral system. So if you have any friends who are thinking about playing Dragon and Home, you would just give them the letters UP plus your UID. There's going to be a little extra box when they create their character that they can enter this, and it'll link them to you as their referral. We don't know exactly what level they will need to reach in order to gain those rewards for both you and the other player, but an interesting system nonetheless. Now here is a major part of the update that a lot of us have been waiting for over a year. If we're looking back at some of these players on PC who played back in the EU server, we've asked for an item like this, and it's really cool to finally see something like this implemented in the game. And that is a food table. In order to make it easier for friends to team up for field adventures, after this version update, the food that originally needed to be placed on the table in the homeland or in your home can be brought anywhere, including the dungeon resurrection point, and shared on the picnic table for everyone to enjoy, or can be used directly by hand. When eating food on the picnic table, the food eating action will play automatically. So this is huge. Currently, a lot of the food items that we use or eat in the games after cooking require you to place the food on a table, sit in a chair next to the table, and then click on the food item to eat it. This is a big change in gameplay mechanic for these food items. So, description of food effectoration: if it lasts for 1 hour when placed on a table, such as when you're eating at home or on this picnic table, and 10 minutes when eaten by hand. So this is the first time we're going to be able to see a lot of these food items now being able to be eaten on the go in your hand for a 10-minute buff, or using this picnic table to set it down when you're on your adventure, sit down and eat it there. The picnic table is synthesized through the backpack or the crafting table function interface. After being put down, the table will be automatically destroyed if it is idle for 10 minutes or away from the crowd. Basically, if you move too far away, it'll despawn. This is very similar to the bonfire that you can craft in your backpack. So here we have an image of crafting it in your backpack. It's going to take 3 lumber and 2 gravel. If we scroll down here, this is how to craft it at the crafting table. It's going to take 5 gravel and 5 branches in the crafting table. So this is a little bit of a different recipe depending on which resource you want to use versus how much you have. Now, we don't know if these picnic tables will stack or if each one of these picnic tables will take 1 item slot per table. We'll have to find out more about that once we go live on the update when that releases. And this is a reminder, it lasts for 1 hour when placed on a table and 10 minutes when eaten by hand. So those food items that are purple quality, you can eat when you're out in the field by dropping one of these picnic tables. I will probably use this only for the purple quality food items, and then any of the blue or green quality food items, since I get more of that when I'm going through crafting food, that'll be a nice way to just have a quick 10-minute buff by eating that straight from your backpack, or as they say here, when eaten by hand. So another option there. We're not tied down to tables anymore, but we also get this portable picnic table that we can bring along to get these 1 hour buffs, which is fantastic. Homestead access optimization. When in the range of the home or station, click to view the character information of others to directly access their home. So another fantastic quality of life update here. If you ever wanted to go to your friend's house, you would normally have to look up what their GID or their UID is, type that into the portal stone window where it says enter a number at the bottom, and then click go. Now, if that player, or if you open up that player's character screen, if you have them on your friends list, you can open it up from there. There's going to be a button right next to their home information where you can click and travel. This is going to save a lot of time, make it much easier to travel to new friends' places. Fantastic update. Love to see this one implemented into the game. We've also seen that they've added new character hairstyles. Several new hairstyles have been launched for male and female characters, which can be purchased through the fitting mirror. New hairstyles for male characters. I haven't visited the mirror enough to know the differences. Once we get back in the game, I'm going to go ahead and kind of compare what we have here to what's available in the game. But several new options for hairstyles have been added. So we have new hairstyles for male characters, as well as new hairstyles for female characters. I'm actually quite fond of this one with the headband. I think that's pretty cool. Very nice additions to the game. Some other optimizations and fixes. This is a really cool update. I didn't expect this, but very excited about this one. Backhaul optimization. Resonance stones are not consumed, and the cooldown time of the Starscream members is reduced. So a couple things to unpack here. First is that in the current version, whenever you use a Resonite to teleport back to your teleportation point that you've set, it consumes the Resonite stone, and you would have to craft another one to teleport back home. Now, this Resonite will stay in your inventory after consuming, and it'll just go on cooldown, so you don't have to continue to craft these. We're going to save a bit on gravel, which I'm very excited about because I go through gravel so fast in this game that it's nice to see that a lot of it won't have to be used on Resonite. The other part of this is that the cooldown time for what they say here, Starscream members, this is going to be the VIP club that you can join. The Star Shroud, or they call it like the Adventurers Guild in the English version, will have only a 5-minute cooldown. So translated, this says 30-minute cooldown. For the VIPs, it'll be a 5-minute cooldown. So I know a lot of us in game have been jumping our players off of cliffs, drowning them in rivers and the ocean in order to teleport back to our portal stone faster. Now for those VIPs, you'll be able to teleport every 5 minutes. Fantastic update. Not the craziest thing in the world. Again, a lot of players just drown to teleport really fast. It works. Now click a button. Don't waste the Resonite. Don't waste the gravel. Don't waste your time. Adjust the fish spawn point. Reduce the swimming distance of fish and realize the freedom of fishing. For anybody out there who's gone pufferfish poisoning, this is an amazing update. Very, very happy to see this. When you're out fishing, sometimes the fish will travel over greater distances, even going as far as being able to travel in depths far below what the fishing rod will reach. So now you don't have to worry about fish being outside of the fishing range. So very excited to see this. Again, if you ever fish pufferfish, the range for them to look and attach themselves to the hook is quite small compared to other fish species. Now it's going to be a bit easier to do this fishing. I'm very excited for this update. Hopefully it brings back more people into fishing for pufferfish poison. Secret Realm optimization. Reduce the difficulty of some levels. I think that's its own separate there, so I'm just going to stop there. So it looks like we're going to see Mystery Realms have some difficulty reduction. Hopefully that just makes it easier for those lower levels. Let's say, those level 12 characters who are trying to go through City of Sand. Hopefully we just makes it a bit easier for newer players to kind of get into the groove of running Mystery Realms, getting through the normal mode, the hard mode. We don't know exactly what the reduction is going to do. As far as, is it just a % of HP loss? Or are they making it easier in the sense of less enemies? Are they changing the pathing? I know a lot of players get lost in some of these Mystery Realms, so it'll be interesting to see. I was actually about to do some videos on some of the mystery realms, but I'm going to wait until after this update releases in order to cover the difficulty changes in these dungeons. When deleting a role, pop up and enter the delete text to confirm again to avoid accidental deletion. Not sure what they mean by when deleting a role, but anytime that you have to delete something and having that extra delete confirmation window is always a bonus. You always want to make sure that if you delete something, you're doing it intentionally and not accidentally hitting the delete and then it's instantly gone. So big plus there. Part of the mobile terminal interface has been remodeled. We don't have any pictures for this one either. So take a look at your mobile device now. Is it going to look any different? We'll have to find out in the future during this update. So that's going to wrap up the update notes for version 1.0.38. Again, this is coming out in a couple of weeks according to the dev team. Once the update is released, I'll do the official Steam notes with the English translation, and then we'll jump into the game and take a look at some of these changes in game. Very excited for this. If you guys like the video, please make sure to leave a like. Please consider subscribing. It's free to subscribe. Plus, you'll get updates whenever my new videos come out. I'm going to be putting out more and more content videos for Dragon and Home, explaining some of the newer stuff for newer players, and then highlighting some of the elite mode dungeons that we run on the end game part of the spectrum. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I appreciate you. Stay hydrated, tell somebody you love them, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.